back everybody. Like and subscribe, firstly. And secondly, today we're gonna begin Europe. And it's gonna be fun today. So make sure to stick around and let's so first things first, we're actually gonna begin right here. We're a little bit of storyline first, we gotta get the storyline out of the way. Also today I'm trying something new. I have a checklist with me of what the storyline focus is gonna be for this video, so hopefully it goes like a lot faster, a lot less me trying to make up my mind. So first things first, you remember how these guys were trying to like develop the Silk Road thing? Well, now that is finally underway, and here is the plans for the Silk Road. It's supposed to be from here. It's going to go up, going to go down. Just try to avoid the chaos in the Middle East. I mean South Asia, yeah. And then it's going to touch over here. In the north, it's kind of undecided, but generally it's just, let's just say it's going to go straight. Technically, it's going to go infinitely up in the north because they don't actually know what's up there. So, yeah, something like that. So plans are underway for its developments, and these guys are also actually going to start taking a lot of money from the main like Empire bank account and throwing a lot of it into developing this old Mughal land. While the Mughals, um, they're actually going to start getting a little bit mad because they heard about these plans. They were like, "Hey, how about you do like extend it a little bit, like this, like we become part of it too." Then the blue team stepped in and they were like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And these guys obviously favor the blue team more. So they instantly are like, "Hell no!" That made the Mughals very very mad. So yeah, that's probably not going to result in anything, right, guys? Now, while this is happening, these guys obviously do begin colonizing a lot more stuff, and one of the main regions they want to colonize is this thing. The problem is they need money. They don't have that money. You know what makes the blue team even more mad though? Eventually, these guys, they're like, you know what? Fine, let's do this. These guys, they just wanted it for power projection. These guys wanted for international collaboration, so they have something to stand up for against Shanghai. So they make the blue team a little bit mad. They're like, Mughals, we might consider it. They also tell the blue team, you can be a part of this too. You don't have to target the Mughals. The blue team took personal offense. Blue team quickly ups its trade with Shanghai, giving them a lot of weapons, and Shanghai is eventually realizes that we might have to. It's like a now or never situation because these guys are quickly gaining international popularity from people. The governments are starting to notice them too, but the people, it's like rising in international popularity. So people around the world love this country and its king. So Shanghai is like, we either invade now and take all the land with a lot of repercussions, but not that many, or we wait a couple of more years and then when we invade them, they'll have become a super popular country and everyone will be praising them, and then we're cooked. So Shanghai takes its opportunity, and with a lot of troops over here trying to stabilize the region for the construction of the Silk Road, because they don't actually want to like colonize this land the way everyone else colonizes it while doing this, because that they say that'll hurt the environment and may lead to some uprisings, which will again destabilize it. So there, while the troops over there are trying to maintain peace, trying to negotiate with the people already living there, Shanghai is going to launch their invasion. Rather slow invasion because they just want to deliver a point. They just want to say, you need to stop trying to connect us with East Asia. And now, not a lot of people are with mainland Asia, and a lot of people are actually agreeing with Shanghai on this because a lot of PA countries and people in East Asia, if you remember, don't really want to be attached to the mainland Asia, and so not a lot of people in East Asia are going to speak up against this invasion, and Shanghai is going to classify it as they're just doing this to get these guys to stop. These guys are going to get a little bit scared. However, the blue team doesn't want this to happen either because remember, the Mughals might get connected to this. So they're going to stage an intervention as well. They're going to stage one over here. Quickly, they're going to go through these guys because they're friends, and then they're going to blackmail these guys. They're not friends, but they're going to blackmail them. They're going to quickly go through, and they're also going to launch a small little intervention. And this one's going to be classified as the Mughals, not the Mughals, a little tribe living here that didn't have that much like support behind them that was trying to rebel. They're gonna say that they were being discriminated against over there, and they're here to help them. And they're gonna capture that tribe land just to stage a little intervention as well. And they're also going to invade over here, staying they're trying is because there's like basically a little bit of a civil war going on right there because of political instability. Um, they're gonna say they're trying to stabilize that land to protect their own interest and the lives of people. So that's their two justifications, and see now it's a little bit of an invasion. They're also going to tell Persia, you are either with us or against us. They're going to promise Persia some land if they win. So Persia is also going to launch their invasion as well, and they're going to say, we're just helping the blue team. They're also going to burn the borders to the ground because over there, just over there. Over here, they're not, because here they need the borders or else they might be cooked. So yeah, they're also going to invade, and they're going to invade pretty well as well. They're gonna push hard. However, they are gonna get pushed back in some regions, specifically right here, where these guys are gonna push out and they're gonna capture a bit of land. However, not that much, and they're eventually gonna be pushed back. So yeah, these guys are scared, and basically now Shanghai and the blue team give them an ultimatum: we'll leave you alone. Persia is not a part of this, for the record. Persia doesn't even know this is about to happen. We'll leave you alone if you one, stop supporting these guys in resisting Shanghai's invasion, and two, drop the Silk Road plan. That's not really there, but like that's unsaid, because obviously they're gonna have to also blue team's gonna make them start trading exclusively with the blue team, which means they're gonna be at a trade deficit also, which means they're gonna be forced to drop the Silk Road plan, and that's Shanghai is okay with that. Obviously, they don't want the Silk Road. These guys, they're also going to get cut support for these guys, so that's going to help Shanghai with their free land. And they're also going to tell these guys to kind of like stop talking with the Mughals this much. Now, these guys, I hope you know, don't actually like the Mughals. That was the other guys. But the blue team, like, even they're just like a little bit friendly. Like, they're in a neutral state, but even that is a little bit of too much for blue team. Blue team doesn't trust it. Meanwhile, these guys, who are a Mughal satellite state basically, and made up majority from Mughals, they're gonna be like, how about you not do that stuff and we help you fight these guys? And to that, the blue team is going to say, sure, try to fight us. And they're going to quickly launch a small little invasion that's going to get a little bit dangerously close to the capital, and that's going to lead these guys to become neutral. Back over here, the blue team is going to extend their reach a little bit more, and it looks like they're trying to now get around and cut off the south, which is already in a very, very dangerous situation, as the people are telling these guys to quickly peace out because they're losing food and are kind of starving right now. So the king now, who's already a little bit unpopular in the south, he's scared now because he could probably win this, since the blue team is the troops that Persia allowed the blue team to have in there are very limited. However, he would also lose the entire support of the south. So yeah, the blue team, there's a ceasefire there, and now they're in negotiations. While over in Shanghai though, it could not be any worse, because Shanghai is starting to scare the people living there, and so a lot of people start moving away, which is going to lead to their thing of, let's not have a lot of casualties so we can't be blamed for the war, a lot easier. Because right now they had to, like, before they had to be very, very careful. Now they can just kind of blitz through, since there's no one living there that much anymore. And so as you can see, the front nearly doubles in size. However, that's not saying that these guys don't fight back. They do fight back, just a little bit. They're gonna break out over here, and they're going to quickly capture just a little bit of land, just for in case negotiations do start happening. And well, that's not really good, because now that gives Shanghai an entire reason to launch a full-scale invasion, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to quickly cut those guys. They're going to send them back, and then they're going to begin an even bigger invasion. They're also going to start extending a lot more of their stuff in the south, start giving more funding there, because now they have a real reason. They're also going to start, with the help of the blue team, they're going to start a giant propaganda campaign all over East Asia, but mainly focused in their own country, where they're going to try to get support for this. Meanwhile, back here, these guys finally agree to the blue team's terms, and the blue team backs away, just as promised. Now, you think that's a good thing. However, that means that this war is about to get a lot worse, because Persia is now alone, which is going to lead to Persia having to do some drastic things to win. And that's exactly what Persia is going to do. Persia is going to be forced. Now, these guys did actually get a little bit scammed, because what the blue team didn't mention is that it's going to what is happening? Bane 3D, if you crash right now, we're gonna have beef. Okay. Um, please redo everything. Oh no, undo, 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 undo. Okay. So they're basically going to now just like they're gonna. This is what they didn't tell these guys. They're not actually leaving. They're just handing over ownership, and the entire front is gonna be transferred to Persia under now Persian command. Those soldiers who were mostly mercenaries hired in Persia are basically just going back to their homeland's army. That's gonna make life harder. Oh, I accidentally undid this as well. Yeah. So we're looking at two wars at the same time now also. Meanwhile, these guys know that they're about to get comboed, so they're gonna start requesting the Mughals help, and they're gonna be like, "Okay, we're taking on Shanghai, and Shanghai is a major supplier of the blue team's like necessary things like groceries and stuff, and also clothing and some military related things. So they're gonna say like, we're getting Shanghai's economy down because public opinion. How about you declare war on blue team? Just deliver a blow in South Asia. Take advantage of this moment. Deliver a blow in South Asia. strong enough to make the blue team back off from supplying Shanghai, and strong enough to pressure the blue team into making Shanghai stop altogether, hopefully. Mughals are going to say, like, fine, we'll consider it. However, they're not considering it fast enough because quickly Shanghai uh, realizes this plan is about to happen because this was a very public meeting. They said this publicly as well. And Shanghai quickly ups their thing, quickly invading even faster. No longer employing the tactics of try to kill the least amount of civilians possible, the least amount of civilians possible, and that's going to lead in some catastrophes. However, they're going to go much much faster, and they're going to get all the way over here before offering the complete capitulation and annexation of the state in exchange for peace. Back over here though in Persia, Persia is getting a little bit whooped, I'm not gonna lie, because Persian command is insanely incompetent, and they're gonna get pushed back from their strongest chokehold, which was right there. And in the north, they're gonna get almost completely destroyed. They're gonna get like pushed all the way over there, and then they're gonna get pushed back completely. So, knowing that they're probably not winning this, they choose the easier route. They're like, fine, let's pull out. But the peace treaty is you give us some economic benefits and stop supporting our enemies, which I guess in this case right now are probably going to be the Mughals. Is it? No, because Mughals are against these guys who are against these guys who are friends with these guys. So Mughals are their friends too, kind of. Anyway, they're just going to, yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. Stop supporting our enemies. No border changes there. But over here, it's a whole different story. These guys are actually cooking. They're actually cooking right now. They're gonna push even harder, and they're eventually, after these guys say no peace, they're gonna get pushed all the way over here. And now the king is starting to lose popularity in this place because basically the people are like, you should have just taken the peace treaty. At least the people would have been fine. Because this is an ethical dilemma. No one in the normal world knows enough about the politics here to care about it politically or historically. It's just an ethical thing where you don't kill a lot of people. A lot of people don't die. That's like the only thing. So with that, with his popularity now lost, he's going to be forced, and the one last march through the capital is going to destroy everything. The king's going to be exiled to this place, and yeah, that's not good for him. So at least he's living with his family still. At least he's still alive, but he is exiled, and the entire country. First, it was by choice. Now, the entire country is forcibly. Okay, what is happening? Can you undo faster, please? Please undo faster. Please undo faster. Okay. I. All right. Okay. Yeah. So now they're gonna annex this, and yeah, this is sad. This could have been avoided. That's all I'm saying. This could have been avoided very easily. It was not that hard to avoid this. If only the king had surrendered earlier and not counted on public support for his entire military campaign, these guys still probably would have lost the country. But not this many people would have died. Casualties on the Shanghai side are about 2,000. 2,000. Guess the casualties. I'm gonna let you guess first. 10,000? 5,000? No, no. They're 2,000,000. 2,000 on Shanghai and 2,000,000 on these guys. Now, historians are going to predict, and the blue team's historians who are there, they're going to basically predict. Actually, I'm going to make this canon. It's not even going to be a prediction. If he made peace, it only would have been 20,000. Still a lot, but much less than 2,000,000. So obviously he is at fault, and he did not deserve any ranks that he was given. And now Shanghai has officially unified the entirety of its like desired lands, and now is just left with Manchuria and the south, kind of the south. I guess that's it for the East Asia. Now let me check what's next on my checklist. Uh, oh yeah, and also the Japanese are going to see this, so now they're going to be insanely scared. So tensions are going to rise. However, that doesn't matter because tensions are going to now the blue team is going to have to focus in Africa, where a civil war begins. Red team supported, and we're going to mix red. We're going to take red, and we're going to mix it with brown, just like the that's the color we're fighting with. So this new color that I just found, this is going to be the new rebel group, and they're going to basically be supported by the red team. And okay, we're just gonna color them brown. This looks way too weird. They're gonna be basically supported by the red team, and it's gonna be a complete civil war. Basically, remember, wait. Oh yeah, because these guys were leaning towards the red team, but the people were, and it's kind of the government. But they're a blue team puppet basically. So the red team's gonna launch this to completely overthrow that government, replace a new one that's not going to be a puppet to the blue team, because the people are fine with this. The people want the red team. The problem is the government does not. The government wants the blue team, because the government gets paid a lot to be puppets. So the civil war is going to instantly gain traction, and instantly the red team is going to be winning, and eventually the red team, under the name of peace and prosperity, is going to get themselves involved fully. They're going to make a landing right here, and that's going to be start of the doom of Somalia. because quickly the blue team's gonna realize they're about to lose these guys, but they also really don't want to fight the red team head first, because even though they'll win, realistically they're gonna lose a lot of money. And remember, blue team councils in Africa are just there for the money, because in Africa there's like the only real diplomatic things are with keeping the people themselves happy, because there's no real countries in Africa. Like there's no country in Africa that's actually African, and if there is, they're really really weak or in a civil war or already puppets of the blue team. The only one that was pretty strong and globally known was Somalia, but obviously they lost all of this land to the blue team, if you remember that from the previous videos. So that, yeah. Also, the rebels, they're going to now quickly start getting closer and closer and start breaking out from even more places, like there. And the red team's going to give these guys a choice: leave now and we might let you live, or don't leave and we'll oof you. This is to the royal family. These guys do not leave, and quickly they are overthrown. They called red team's bluff, which, yeah, the red team were bluffing. They're not going to oof them, but like these kids still could have probably like gotten a pension. They did not get the pension this time. The capital is captured by red team forces, ensuring that the new government will be completely they will be very good with the red team. Here's where it gets a little bit awkward. The red team now it's time for the red team to start giving this land back. They don't give this land back. They're going to keep on declaring the war. Now the main government has been completely destabilized and has fallen. And everyone was expecting now that these rebel groups are going to come in control, they're going to be under the red team. That's not what happens. The red team just continues their campaign. They don't stop. And the rebels, they don't seem to be helping the red team anymore. Actually, in fact, it's now the rebels versus the red team, because the red team somehow managed to miss their opportunity. The rebels obviously asked for this land back, and the red team was like, "No, we might not trust you because you betrayed your own people. What is it to say that you won't betray us?" And that's kind of correct, because these guys are Somalian nationalists, and all of that is going to lead to a lot of chaos as the red team tries to consolidate its power in here, while the rebels just keep on expanding under the name of Somalian nationalism, and they get all the way over here. They capture all of this, but the red team in one clean swipe captures the rest. That's quite the betrayal, I would say. Give me a second. I'm going to draw these boards. All right, so we're back. This stuff is controlled by the red team. This stuff is not. Let's showcase this in a different way. We're gonna grab this color. I'm gonna color it over here. Grab the Somalian color. We're gonna color it on top. Okay, I guess that's a color we could use for this new country. Could be like that. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Technically, both of them are ruling the state at the same time. Technically, red team claims control of the like country itself and controls the capital. It's mostly a stalemate. These guys are gonna have their version of the capital over here. Okay, I guess. Anyway, the blue team though, they're gonna see all of this and they're gonna get a little bit scared. They need to do something to kind of get the Somalians back on their side. And obviously, they're gonna pick the absolute worst way to do it. They're gonna launch an invasion of this little cut off Somalian area right here, and it's gonna get brutally destroyed in the process. Now, this is basically to regain control of Somalia. However, that's not where it stops. That's not even close, because what the red team does is they also launched an invasion, but they're pushed back very fast. However, the blue team quickly goes through, destroying a lot of the infrastructure, even reaching the red team border, until eventually it's just too much. The people are doing too much guerrilla fighting. The international pressure is too much. It becomes a humanitarian crisis, and they're forced to leave. However, these guys do not even bat an eye to helping them even once. So they're gonna break off. One more, one more state now. They're gonna build their new capital right over there, away from the others. Now they're gonna be very, very violent because well, actually both these places are gonna be very violent. These guys a little bit more. Eventually they are gonna reconcile. However, these guys are always gonna know that they got the people. It's the people difference. The people over here want a quick and peaceful ending. These people kind of just want to take back control. This little thing also right here is pretty contested. Anyway, so that's the situation there now. Now the last few things in this will be okay. So you know the Greece place, especially with this. These guys are getting a little bit. These guys they're getting a little bit too strong, and they're eventually going to do something. Eventually, they're going to launch an invasion. Oh, I mean these guys, for the record. They're going to launch an invasion, and it's going to be of these guys. You know why it's going to be of those guys? It's going to be of those guys because they want CXs. They're sick of this, and so they're going to launch their invasion. It's going to go well. No one really has military here, so they're very uncontested. They're going to stroll up here. They're going to get the entire country. Nothing much. Rome's going to get involved. Basically, these guys now declare, after such the easy win, that they're actually going to be declaring war on every single one of these places, and they want to reform Athens. They want Athens back under their name. under their king. And that's going to make everyone there mad, including Rome, because Rome really does not like this. Right now is their military playground. They go in, they have fun, they troll the red team a bit, and then they leave. They might actually have to start dealing with stuff. Who just messaged me? Anyways, moving on from that. So these guys, they're gonna launch a little bit of a thing, Them and the Balkans and the Green guys, they're gonna all declare war, and this is actually going to also make the Green guys technically now a part of the alliance. So we'll just color them in two. Anyway, they're gonna all declare war on the Pink guys, and it's gonna go horrible. Balkans are gonna quickly invade, but it's gonna be very, very, very gruesome. And the Balkans are really gonna be the only ones really fighting. They're gonna quickly get over here. They're gonna cut this off. They're gonna do that. Green guys, they're just gonna maintain this front line. Rome is gonna swoop in. They're gonna like kind of launch an invasion right here, but they're gonna stop, and the Balkans are gonna have to finish it off. And now the Balkans are kind of getting mad. They're like, we just recaptured all of this. Where are you people? And it's not gonna go well. Eventually, after capturing all of this, they're gonna be like, you know what? Peace treaty. Take this country back. We don't want it. We're getting out of the war. And Rome, they're gonna be like, well, hell no, we're not fighting this by ourselves. And actually, this isn't public information, but this is why Rome actually did all of this. Rome just knew that this was going to be a very, very slow war. They wanted Balkans to just run out of military because Balkans were getting a little bit too strong. So that's exactly what happened. But that's gonna have another consequence. You remember the amount of Romanians living over here? Let's just say they're finally going to break through. The Romanians living on this side are going to launch the civil war in the Balkans. They're going to quickly because they know that now it's now or never. Either they do the civil war and they get their independence now, or never. And that's gonna quickly happen. Civil war is gonna be on both sides of the borders. Those guys are not even gonna try. They're gonna get pretty comboed pretty fast. But Rome is getting a little bit scared. They didn't expect this to happen. It was just supposed to be like a little bit of a troll, just like make life easier for the Romans. Not do this. And so quickly, as the south is gonna get captured, especially the war-stricken villages, Balkans are gonna start getting scared. They're gonna quickly declare ceasefire. However, they're gonna have to be forced to give self-autonomy to a large chunk of the nation. That's where I'm gonna leave it for today in the Balkan storyline. And sometime in the future, next episode hopefully, we'll discuss what happens over there. But now, Balkans are really close to complete breaking apart because if one nationality leaves, all the others are gonna leave because this place is very culturally divided. Just like the red team, they lost Carthage, they lost that thing, they lost stuff over here, they lost stuff in Persia. So yeah, so we will come back to that later. But for this video, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, go watch another video. If you're new to the series, go watch the rest of the episodes, and I'll see you next time.